Good morning. Welcome to your morning cup of news fueled by White Cane Coffee. Brian Hagberg with you here on your daily local. Today is Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. Got myself a fresh cup of Dragon's Roast that we brewed right here at home. You can order your favorite roast to brew at home online at whitecanecoffee.com. Don't forget the White Cane Coffee Cafe is open in the plaza across from Tops. Stop in, get yourself a fresh cup. Danish is now available. Scone cinnamon rolls. Breakfast burrito is always a hit. And yes, pumpkin spice products available now as well. Stop into the White Cane Coffee Cafe, say hi to the friendly folks. And if you can't get down to the cafe, can't leave the office or your house, that's no problem. White Cane's also available on DoorDash. Just place your order, have your favorites delivered right to your door. And now let's take a look at today's news. The city's original plans for the center of the nearly finished roundabout downtown will need to be modified slightly. Initially, it was decided that a hemlock tree would go in the center of the roundabout, and while a hemlock tree is still part of the plan, there are a few amendments. Quote, the orientation of the utilities within the circle makes it impossible to plant a tree in the dead center, Department of Public Works Director Joe Ranke said during Tuesday's Parks, Recreation, and Landscape Commission meeting. Instead, the plan will now include multiple trees in order to, quote, keep the symmetry. Quote, one could be a hemlock, and just off the top of my head, a couple of Clump River birches spaced out, and the hemlock on the other side in a perfect triangle, Ranke said. Basically, we would fabric and get a big river rock in there around most of the area. Maintenance would be super easy, and it would look very natural. We already have many in town along the river walk, and they wouldn't outgrow their spot. There's a lot of growing space. The plan is also for accent lighting to be part of the project. Quote, they, meaning the trees, would complement each other well, DCNR District Forester Cecile Stetler said. You can see more about the plans for the roundabout in our story on yourdailylocal.com. The Warren County School District plans to modify the language in a lease agreement with Warren County to occupy space at Youngsville Elementary School. During Monday's Physical Plants and Facilities Committee meeting, Youngsville parent Kelly Sullivan raised security concerns over the types of services the county could bring to the facility if the lease agreement remains as written. Quote, reading through this agreement, it appears that anything could be put on the second story of Youngsville Elementary School, Sullivan said. After speaking with Mrs. Stewart, that's the Warren County School District Superintendent Amy Stewart, today, that was Monday, she stated it will be up to, quote, the commissioners, end quote, what goes up there. This is alarming to me and a lot of other parents that I've spoken with today. Primary among Sullivan's concerns was the language that read, quote, whereas the lessee operates county programs such as a 911 center, a Department of Human Services, and other programs in Warren County, Pennsylvania, requires facilities for the operation of said programs in the Warren County area, and is desirous of leasing the second floor of the premises from the lessor for said purpose. All-encompassing language that would allow the county to bring any aspect of its human services department to Youngsville Elementary is what made Sullivan, quote, very concerned. Quote, I am very concerned because I know what human services entails, Sullivan said. They have mental health services and also children and youth. We wonder why kids are going virtual and we can't retain teachers because the small moves that you as administrators and board members are making are big moves that are affecting students and staff. Board member Cody Brown agreed with Sullivan that the lease should not allow the county to bring the Department of Human Services to Youngsville Elementary. Quote, I agree with Kelly on that as well, Brown said. I'd rather just see 911 Center and not leave it open to the Department of Human Services. Stewart said that while the district solicitor, Chris Byam, has been working on the agreement for some time, Monday was the first time a draft of the agreement had been brought to the board for review. Quote, the one thing that I mentioned to Kelly when we talked on the phone today, this is our first draft that the board is looking at, Stewart said. This could be shaped, modified in any way that the board would like to see this shaped or modified. The draft lease only gave the following parameters for excluded services. Quote, lessee shall not be permitted to operate any program associated with persons convicted of crimes. For example, to house inmates, to operate its probation department, etc. Board member Arthur Stewart suggested a compromise that would allow the county to bring a broad range of services, but specifically exclude those that could pose a danger to students. Quote, could we tighten up the restrictions paragraph to include some kind of language that doesn't limit it to a 911 center, Stewart asked. And the standard would be that the activities conducted by the county would exclude those things that are specifically excluded in the lease, but also exclude those things that pose higher student risk than what is customary now in our schools. Amy Stewart said the county hadn't specifically said what departments or services it was planning to house at Youngsville Elementary. Quote, they have a lot of county agencies and different things that they could be working with. So we have to make sure that we're spelling it out the way we're comfortable, Stewart said. She added that she expects the county to come back with revisions of its own after the district shares the lease. Quote, I can't imagine that we will be working with a lease that they're just going to say yes, Stewart said. I think there's going to be some volley back and forth. Stay tuned to yourdailylocal.com for more as this story develops. The Zonta Club of Warren and Warren County Children's Advocacy Center are teaming together to bring the Red Sand Project to Warren County communities. Described as a global community art installation, the Red Sand Project was founded by artist Molly Gochman in 2014. Communities are invited to gather and fill physical cracks in their communities with grains of red sand. Quote, the approach, notes the Red Sand Project, is symbolic, with the grains of sand representing those individuals who fall through the cracks, whether the cracks of our social, economic, and political systems or those of our personal consciousness. Quote, Zonta and the Warren County CAC invite you to join us and stand in solidarity with victims of trafficking and modern day slavery, the organization said in a release. Let's send a message from our community to our community that we will continue to fight for a better world where no one falls through the cracks. Warren County's 2023 Red Sand Project Community Kickoff event will be held on Saturday, October 7th, starting at 9 a.m. at the Healing Garden in Crescent Park. You can see our story on yourdailylocal.com for more information, including how to get materials to fill in the cracks in your community. Requests for materials must be submitted by Friday. The Jefferson DeFreeze Family Center is offering a free walks and talks program every Wednesday through the end of October. The group will leave the Jefferson DeFreeze Family Center at 10 a.m. for a 1-hour low-impact walk around town. Included during the walk will be a 15-minute program. Check out the Jefferson DeFreeze Family Center Facebook page for more information on the weekly programs. We will be right back with a look at today's weather forecast after this quick word.
Providing a great cup of coffee and a better life for the blind and disabled. White Cane Coffee, because every cup makes a difference.
And welcome back to your morning cup of news, fueled by White Cane Coffee. Brian Hagberg with you on your Daily Local. Now, let's take a look at the daily weather forecast from the National Weather Service in State College. It'll be mostly cloudy today with a high near 68 degrees. Southeast winds will be at 6 to 9 miles an hour. It'll remain mostly cloudy overnight tonight, with temperatures dropping to around 48 degrees, and the southeast winds will drop down to 8 miles an hour. We'll be right back with your morning cup of sports after this quick word.
Have you ever wanted to play an instrument? The Warren Music Conservatory is the area's only choice for premier music education, with the area's top music instructors giving you fun and exciting music lessons for a variety of instruments and styles. The Music Conservatory also rents and repairs instruments of all types. And don't forget to stop in and check out our student bookstore for your musical supplies like strings, sticks, picks, and more. What are you waiting for? Stop dreaming. Start doing today.
And now let's send it over to Andy Close with your morning cup of sports.
Good Wednesday morning, September the 27th. It's time for your morning cup of sports, fueled by White Cane Coffee. A busy night on the volleyball court. Sheffield beating Johnsonburg 3-1, 25-11. 19-25, 25-16, 25-23. Peyton Waterson, 5 kills and 11 digs for Sheffield, while Cassidy Orinko had 16 kills and 15 digs to go along with 5 blocks, while Emily Foster had 17 kills, Emily Davidson 17 digs, and Caden Steffen 27 assists and 14 digs. Elsewhere is Warren beating General McLean 3-0, 25-12, 25-15, 25-7. Alexia Bowers 13 kills, Kylie Fellman with 12. Summer Lux had 18 digs, 3 assists, and 5 aces, and Lindsay Madigan had 35 assists. Eisenhower fell to Maplewood by a score of 3-0. Marissa Gorley led the Lady Knights with 6 blocks and 2 kills, while Caroline Smythe had 3 kills and 5 blocks. In soccer action, Lena and Mia Irwin both had hat tricks as Warren beat Oil City by a score of 12-0. Mariel Stans and Eliza Brooke had 1 goal and 2 assists each for Lady Dragons, while Lucy Bigelow and Haley Peterson had 1 goal and 1 assist, and Chloe Slater and Bailey Williams 1 goal each. That is your morning cup of sports, fueled by White Cane Coffee. Have a great Wednesday, everybody.
Thank you so much for that, Andy. And don't forget to head to yourdailylocal.com throughout the day for all the news you need when you need it. You can also like, subscribe, and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search Your Daily Local on your favorite social media channel and hit that like, subscribe, or follow button. You can also subscribe to our weekly email newsletter online at yourdailylocal.com. Just click the subscribe to our newsletter button, enter your email address, and get our newsletter delivered right to your inbox. Don't forget to tune in every weekday morning at 8:30 a.m. for your morning cup of news fueled by White Cane Coffee, and every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. as White Cane Coffee presents Coffee and a Conversation, where we sit down with someone from the community to talk about the people, places, events, and happenings throughout the region that matter most to you. Always a great conversation you won't want to miss every Saturday morning. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Hope everybody has a terrific Wednesday. And remember, if you change one life, you change the world. Cheers.
Know what would make that better? Cup of White Cane coffee.
Wow, that really is great coffee.
White Cane coffee, because every cup makes a difference.
It's not just about music lessons. It's about hard work, perseverance, dedication, self-expression, making memories. Let's make memories together.